the number of disadvantages are more than advantages. Especially people who got smile treatment have this issue. Glares, halos, and starbursts do not have any simple fixes. I was so angry and I was like, ugh, why did they do this? Why didn't they tell this before? If someone could tell me this, I wouldn't have gone through this procedure. I've been said that it'll get better over time, but nothing's happening. I still have this issue and there's no change in my vision at night times. I was so anxious at that time because why is it not getting fixed? But who would have thought you get more specs after surgery than before? I really regret for getting this treatment because of this one particular disadvantage. Nighttime driving is literally a nightmare for people who are suffering with this. Because one mistake can give you lifetime suffering. So I suggest you to get your doubts clarified before you sign up for any treatment. They don't tell about the disadvantages first. They just tell you about getting clear vision, getting rid of your specs, but not these. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Hope you guys are doing well. Today I'm going to talk about pros and cons of laser eye treatment. To the people who don't know, I got my smile eye treatment 2 years ago in February 2023. It's been more than 2 years. I guess I've taken enough time to conclude the pros and cons post surgery. To be honest, the number of disadvantages are more than advantages. But if you want clear vision, you have to adjust with disadvantages. Back then, when I got my surgery, I posted a detailed video of the procedure experience and all the details about what to do and what not to do before and after treatment. I've also mentioned the pricing details. If you haven't watched it yet, go watch it now. If you are planning to get the treatment, watch both this and that video. These two videos are so informative and I'm trying to share the most out of my personal perspective and experience. Before I start this video, I just want to tell you guys a little backstory of how and when I destroyed my vision on my own. Almost 15 to 16 years ago, when I was in 4th standard, I used to see people with specs and wish that I could have specs, because silly me used to think that people with specs look so decent and professional. Yeah, professional. Yeah, that was me, dumb AF. And back then I heard people saying that if you wear specs of people who already have sight, it could give you sight as well. So, my grandfather used to have these sleek specs in this sleek pen like case. I used to steal them and then wear them after going to school. Back then, I used to live with my grandparents, so I used to do this thing. I came back home in 5th standard. From then, I'm living with my parents. So, after I come back here, I started to notice that my vision was going down day by day, and I used to copy notes from my friends. Because of this, I used to have a lot of pending work, as I needed to copy from their notes before they turn their page. And it's not possible for me because I was a slow writer. And one day, one of my teachers noticed this and made me sit in the third or fourth bench. I don't particularly remember, not to front or not to back. I'm just in the middle. So I told my parents about this, but they didn't believe me because they knew I wanted specs since so long, even before I had sight. I asked them multiple times to buy specs even before when I had sight. Obviously, they thought I was lying, and later in 6th standard, I started to notice that I was unable to see what's written on the board even after sitting in the fourth bench. I was on my holidays. One day we were out, me, my mom, and dad. So my dad asked me to read something on a board that was written in regional language, which is Telugu, to just check my Telugu reading skills. That is when my father realized that the problem is not in my Telugu reading skills, it's actually in my vision. That day, my dad saw me struggling to read what's written on the board from a distance. He asked me several times if I could see something and if I was really having trouble to read from distance, or am I just lying? I said I have problem with seeing things from a distance. So we walked a little closer to the board and he asked me if I can read. I said no. So again, we moved a little bit closer And then he asked me if I could see. I said no. And he took me closer and closer until we reached a one hand distance to the board. And then I was able to read. Poor me literally started crying because I was telling the truth that I had trouble with my vision all the time, but I don't have people who could believe me, or I don't know how to prove it that I was having trouble with my vision. I was literally sobbing, and they immediately took me for a eye checkup, and tada, I had sight over a power 4, and they were literally in shock. For one eye it was 4, and for other one it's around this is 3.5 or something. I don't remember. That's how I got my specs. These aren't my first specs though. All my specs were so dirty. I used to have this purple obsession, purple and violet obsession. I used to get all my specs in the same color. So I used to have these half framed metal frame specs. I used to look so bad with them. On top of that, I used to be so skinny. I'll put a picture right here so that you guys can see. And by the time I got my surgery, it the power increased to 5 and 6. For your reference, I'm just going to distinguish how other people used to see and how I used to see this world. See, I was almost blind. I just used to see colors. That's it. So I had specs for almost 14 to 15 years. I literally wore them every single day until I got my surgery. Since I got my specs, my day used to start by wearing them and used to end by taking them off while I go to bed. I literally used to wear them every single day, even while bathing and while washing my hair. The only time that I take them off is while washing my face. You might ask me, what about while sleeping? I sometimes forget to take them off because I could see my dreams clearly. Jokes apart, to be honest, the actual reason why I got specs was I used to watch television at this distance. I literally used to stick my eyes to the screen and watch TV. 15 years ago, everyone used to have this box TV. I don't know the name of this TV, but here is the picture. So, these are the kind of TVs that everyone used to have when I was a kid. Old vintage box kind of TV. So now we got all these latest TVs, LCD, LED, that do minimal damage, but the old TVs used to damage your eyes so bad. That's one of the main reason why I was in a situation where I couldn't even read when I have something at this distance. So there are days I didn't even go to school when specs used to be broken, or when my power used to increase, or if there were too many scratches that I had to get them changed. It went on like this for this whole time, and they literally became a part of me. Even after surgery, I used to search for my specs, forgetting the fact that I got my surgery and I can clearly see with my eyes. And I used to search for my specs, like, where are my specs? Where are my specs? And then I used to realize that I can see, oh, I can see. I was so conscious all the time that I used to search for my specs every other day. And slowly I stopped searching for them and I forgot that I had specs. So that was my whole specs story. Now let's go to the main topic, which is pros and cons of smile eye treatment. Should I start with disadvantages? Okay, let me start with the good. Let's go with advantages. The advantage is that you can see this world clearly without specs or lenses. Like, you're free from the whole punishment of wearing specs and maintaining them. So that's what everyone talks about, and that's what everyone expects from a surgery, a clear vision. That's the only advantage. You can get rid of specs and you can see this world with the God gifted eyes. Here comes the hero topic, which is disadvantages of smile eye treatment. Now, I want you guys to understand that these are what I got post surgery and these are what I suffer with. Everyone's case is different. So, let's start with the first one. It's the most problematic, uncomfortable, and annoying one, which is glare, halos, and starbursts around lights. Especially at night times, it makes driving so difficult. I still struggle with this issue. First, I thought it was temporary, and that's what they made me believe initially. In low light conditions, mostly at night times, if there's any light source opposite to you or next to you, it's so difficult to see anything else. It's almost impossible to see anything else apart from the light, the starbursts, and the halos, and those glares. It really used to make me so anxious while driving at night. It almost feels scary. Now that I got used to it, but it's still a problem. After my treatment, I went for a weekly checkup and I told that this is what happening to me. They said that it will become better over time. It's just a temporary issue. The fact is that it will not. It's just that you'll get used to it. That's it. Since they said that it will get better over time, I waited thinking that it will become better. And while my monthly checkups, I told them that I still have this issue and it haven't become better. And they gave me a different kind of eye drops every single time, but nothing worked out. Even after 6 months, I've consulted them multiple times. So after 1 year, I was done. I was done with this waiting, and I'm like, I need a permanent fix. I've been said that it'll get better over time, but nothing's happening. I still have this issue, and there's no change in my vision at night times. And then they made it clear that there's no fix. Like, I was really hoping for a solution. It's just that they are not understanding what I was saying. And I showed them, I literally searched all over the internet and showed them these pictures that this is how I see this world at night times. I was so anxious at that time because why is it not getting fixed? It's not that they couldn't understand, they know about this all the time. But what's the point? The damage has been done already. I literally gave up on them. You know what they said? Use anti-glare specs. Do you think I got my treatment just to use another specs? No, right? I was so angry and I was like, ugh, why did they do this? Why didn't they tell this before? If someone could tell me this, I wouldn't have gone through this procedure. Slowly, through my own research, and somehow I found a temporary fix. It's keeping your dashboard light on while driving. It will definitely give you that instant relief from those glares. Since I had this issue, I also checked with my other friends who got their treatment after me, and they had no issues at all after their treatment. But to be honest, none of them got smile. They opted for a different procedure from mine. They went for LASIK, PRK, and contourization. So they had no issues. And I can't sit calm. I made my own research and got to know that especially people who got smile treatment and people who had thick cornea have this issue. So I'm like, it's just not me. There are more people like me. So here are few pictures that helps you understand what is this disadvantage, how it feels like, and what I was going through. This is called glare, this is halo, and this is starburst. See, nighttime driving is literally a nightmare for people who are suffering with this. You can see I'm so disappointed and angry with the fact that they didn't make it clear before getting my treatment. It's their responsibility. When a person is getting a treatment, you should tell them about the disadvantages first. What's the point of explaining about advantages when every procedure gives you the same advantage? If someone could have told me this, I would have definitely opted for a different procedure. I really regret for getting this treatment because of this one particular disadvantage. If someone could have told me this before, I would have opted for a different procedure, or else I would have been happy with those soda booty specs. I'll definitely call the counselor the main villain of this story because the counselor influenced us to get the smile, saying that it's expensive, so that it's safer. You have other cheaper ones, but they're not safe like this one, or it has faster healing period and less complications and stuff. So obviously we didn't thought about money. She got her pulse, that's it, and her benefits. I'm telling you guys, don't believe in these counselors. They literally influence you for their benefits. Such a selfish world. I bet she must have got her percentage. I'm sure PRK, LASIK or Contour Vision would have costed us less than half of the actual price of this smile eye treatment. Smile is expensive than all the other procedures is what I know. So don't be like us. Get these doubts cleared before getting your treatment done. So that's all about the first disadvantage. So let's go to the next one. The second one is photosensitivity. Your eyes will become extremely high and sensitive to light that you'll start to get tears in your eyes even in a normal sunlight. And don't even ask me about bright lights. You don't even feel like opening your eyes in extreme sunlight or extreme bright lightings uh, because it causes this discomfort and pain. But you can fix this by using sunglasses. It's the last disadvantage, dry eyes. Though you'll be given eye drops, your eyes still get dry and you'll not be able to get that screen time or you'll not be able to be in bright lights like before due to this. As it will strain your eyes, everyone will get these two, which are dry eyes and photosensitive eyes. These are common disadvantages in every procedure. These are controllable. You can drink water, you can use lubricants, and you can use blue light specs while having screen time. So these have fixes, but not the first disadvantage. But who would have thought you get more specs after surgery than before? Like you're getting the treatment to get rid of specs, but you get sunglasses for sunlight, anti-glares for night driving, and blue light protection for screen time. At the end, all the disadvantages also have temporary fixes, but not for the first one, which is glares, halos, and starbursts do not have any simple fixes like this. So, if you are planning to get rid of your eyesight, first get your eye evaluation and get the suggestions. And I suggest you to go for PRK, LASIK, or contour vision. I would definitely not suggest you smile because it's expensive and these have these disadvantages. I would rather suggest you the rest of the options that are available. And there's also one more procedure called ICL. It's they just put a lens, a permanent lens inside your eye. So yeah, I'm not sure if there are any other procedures available right now. When I got my treatment done, these are the available options that I had. Apart from these disadvantages, I don't have anything else. But there are rare complications. I just want to mention it here, which are under or over corrections, where the laser reshapes your cornea. Too little is called under correction, and too much is called over correction. Both results in imperfect vision. While under correction can sometimes be corrected by going through a second procedure, but not the over correction because it can be too difficult to correct. But don't worry, these are so rare. I never seen people who have or got these issues get more information about the disadvantages than the advantages, because these are the things that you guys are going to suffer with the rest of your lives. Advantages, everyone know, everyone talks about the advantages, but not everyone talks about disadvantages. They don't tell about the disadvantages first, they just tell you about getting clear vision, getting rid of your specs, but not these. So I suggest you to get the more knowledge, and I suggest you to ask more questions about the disadvantages before you sign up for a treatment, because one mistake can give you lifetime suffering. So I suggest you to get your doubts clarified before you sign up for any treatment. So that's it for this video. I hope you guys have got some clarity. If you find this video really informative, give it a big thumbs up. If I've missed anything or if you guys have any doubt, put them in the comments. I'll try to answer them. So I hope this video is really informative. If yes, don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe to my channel. See you guys in the next video. Until then, bye.